it do? What it do? Welcome to the J Boy Sports Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you don't love the content, you can still do those things because you could always help a brother out because a brother would help you out. Make sure that you comment because I love to have conversations in the comment section. I will reply. Ball is life. You also need to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any, and I mean any, of our excellent content. And lastly, you're going to want to hang on towards the end of this video because we have other suggested videos that we know you will love. And with that being said, Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker of all time, and I'm sick and tired of hearing people say that they don't think he is, or whatever their reasoning is. It's nonsense. It doesn't matter. It's hogwash, rigmarole, malarkey. Cut the crap. Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker of all time. There's a lot of simple ways to explain this. He played for one team the entire time. He ended up being 5-2 in the finals. He has the most points ever scored by the Lakers. He has set some of the most ridiculous scoring records as a Laker. I don't want to take a shot at Wilt Chamberlain. I know some people that I actually really like online get really upset when people say stuff about Wilt Chamberlain. But at the end of the day, I've never seen him score 100 points. There's no footage of it. I would love to see if they ever asked Bill Russell if he did it, because, I mean, he would have been around, right? Jerry West would have been around to see this. I don't know why no one ever asked Jerry West about this. I've never seen a video in which they did, but at the end of the day, I've never seen Wilt's 100-point game. So for me, the most points ever is Kobe's 81. That's how I look at it, me personally. That's not to disrespect Wilt Chamberlain. I've just never seen it. I don't believe anything that I don't see, except for my faith in God. That's it. You can't see that, but I mean, there's other ways that you benefit from those blessings. But everything else, if you can't prove it to me, if you can't show it to me, then nah. I'm not gonna listen to you on that. Not gonna do it. So, like I said, I mean, Kobe's done so much for the Lakers. He's done so much for the league in general, but there's just no disputing that. We watched Kobe Bryant come in from the beginning to the end. We watched him go from a kid to a grown man. And we watched him take on the world at times by himself and still conquer. And none of his situations were explicitly easy. You know, this man worked through a lot of things, man. Some of them were his own doing, but he worked through them and came out on top. And you know, in his final speech, he had mentioned that, you know, we made it. We got this far. We did it together through the ups and the downs, and we did. More so than with any other player ever. Now, you could argue Magic is the greatest Laker, and I wouldn't be mad if you said it. I mean, when people use it disrespectfully and they're not Laker fans, I get mad because it's like you're not even a Laker fan. What do you know if you're trying to be disrespectful with it? But Magic was a great player for the Lakers and is an ambassador for everything Lakers, an ambassador for the game of basketball. He's a billionaire. He's amazing. And you can't say that he's not. And money's not everything, but I'm just saying, like, he's done very well. You know, he's done very, very well. And, you know, he's up there. But with that being said, he's one of the reasons that I do believe that Kobe is the greatest Laker of all time. In fact, let's let Magic tell you right here, right now.
You're the greatest Laker of all time, and to be honest, I think of you as the greatest Laker of all time.
Thank you.
It's so unusual to me that you would give that title to him.
Well, because we both poured our heart and soul into performing every night in Los Angeles for the greatest fans on earth, and we both were committed to basketball. We were married to basketball. We were married to winning and playing the game the right way. And then every night that you came to the Forum, because that's where he first started, and then he was actually able to build Staples Center. And every night you came to Staples Center, you knew you were gonna see something special, something great that you've never seen in your life, and that was Kobe Bryant. And then he made no excuses. That's why we all should never make excuses. Whether he was tired, hurt, he played through everything. And the man gave us everything that he had.
And so that's the great one himself, Magic Johnson, speaking on Kobe being Bryant. And you got to factor in some things here. Now, they didn't say specifically Kobe Bryant's name, but you know that's who they were alluding to. Also, he's talking to Jimmy Kimmel, who was a big-time Kobe Bryant supporter. So we know that that's who he was talking about. And the thing that Magic pointed out, there's a couple of things that I thought really stood out. And one of them is that Kobe dedicated himself to the game of basketball. He dedicated himself to winning. Magic didn't even say anything about stats. And I just want you to remember that too. That's not really a part of this video, but the greatest players of all time, I find it funny that they don't mention stats. But these stupid journalists, that's all they ever want to talk about. I even mentioned some stats at the beginning of this video, but it's not just about the stats, man. It's about the character. It's about the emotions of it, right? Kobe went out there, like he said, and gave it everything he had every night. You were going to get a show every night. You were going to get something different every single night. It wasn't like you watch Kobe Bryant play and it's, oh, same old, same old. This is going to be boring. Nothing's going to be different. That's not true. You never knew what you were going to see. You know? He dedicated himself to the game. He gave it everything he had. You know, and he put on a show and he cared about, you know, the fans and he did everything the right way. That's the last thing Magic said, is that he did it the right way. You know? And I don't think Magic is somebody that... Magic's nice, and you see him be very nice in public, but there's a part of Magic Johnson I know that doesn't play games with people, man. He's not always smiling 24/7. You don't become a billionaire because you're always smiling everything off. There's a side to Magic Johnson where he's probably extremely tough, and he's got to be somewhat of a business tycoon to be so successful in business. There's no way that he's not. And what I'll tell you with that is that Magic Johnson did not just say Kobe Bryant is the best for the heck of it, for kicks and giggles. No, he felt it. He meant it. He means it when he says it. He means it. You know, he means it. And I'm sure Kobe confided, in Magic many, many times over the course of his career for many, many different things. You'd be a fool not to. Magic's been so successful on the court and off the court that if you have access to a person like that, you're a clown if you don't use it. You're an absolute idiot and a fool. So I'm sure they had many, many conversations, and he was able to see the inside-out makeup of Kobe Bryant. And so I don't think he's saying this just for the heck of it. I don't think as great as he is, he could easily be selfish and say, oh, it's me. But he doesn't do that. And still all these stupid reports are putting him over Kobe. And again, that's fine if you do, but the thing is, how are you doing it and why you're doing it are my issue. You know what I mean? That's where I would have an issue. And then Magic himself is telling you, so like, why are you fighting it so hard? You know, in the opposite direction. But, you know, that's why he's the greatest Laker. If the other greatest Laker says it, then I don't know how it could not be true. But also, I just wanted, on the way out of here, let's listen to this clip of Kobe Bryant being asked or talked. I think he's being asked about what Magic said. And this is his response. And I want to touch on that very quickly.
Your idol growing up was Magic Johnson, a guy you admired greatly. Magic said, and Shaquille O'Neal, with whom you've had an up and down relationship, said that you are the greatest Laker of all time. Do you agree with that? And what does that mean to you?
Well, I'll never disagree with my elders. I grew up watching Magic, and I've learned so much from him. I can't sit here and say I'm the greatest Laker ever. I've stole so much from him that my game wouldn't be complete without him. So
that's Kobe Bryant speaking on Magic Johnson. And again, you have to really appreciate and love the way that he answered that question. He said, in a joking manner, but he's also, you know, there's some truth to that, is that he said, well, I wouldn't disagree with my elders, you know? And like I said and mentioned before we listened to this clip, there's no way Kobe didn't go to him for so much advice. There's just no way. There's no way. You know what I mean? And then he also said, listen, what you see from Magic, once again, you see, you know, what you see in me, you see because Magic helped me with some of that. He said the same thing about Michael Jordan. And I think that people, again, like to complain about Kobe stealing stuff from Jordan. They always mention Jordan, but you're so one-sided, so short-sighted if that's the only thing you can think about. there's so much more to Kobe Bryant than just stealing things from Michael Jordan. He stole from everybody. The guy was a thief, you know, in terms of abilities and talents and moves and things of that nature. And then he added his own 2 cents to it. But why would you not do that? You know, why would you not do that? Why not have everything you can in your bag? And that's what Kobe did. But I love the way he answered it. And that's also why he deserves to be one of the greatest Lakers, and in my opinion, the greatest Laker of all time. Because he handled everything with class. He's not telling you that I'm the best. He doesn't have to tell you that. You will see it for yourself. And I mentioned it in another video. Showing versus telling. I don't have to tell you what I am. I can show you what I am. You've already seen what I am. I don't have to tell you anything. And until you can get to that level in your life, and that level of your greatness, you might not be there yet. When other people, and whatever it is, can look at you and they see who you are and they talk about you so you don't have to talk about yourself, that's when you've mastered life on some level. If you have to tell everybody what you are and all your accomplishments, then what are you? And that's why ultimately Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker, because he never had to tell you that he was. Other people tell you that. And when people ask you questions about how great you are at something, I admonish you to try and be as humble as possible, because humbleness is next to godliness. And if you're not a spiritual person, then maybe that doesn't matter to you, but I'll answer it this way for those of you that don't really believe in God or care about God. Let me tell you this. Would you rather be around somebody that is humble, that respects you, that's kind to you, or somebody that's arrogant and a prick and only cares about themselves? So that's for you to decide. Thank you very much for listening this long. I truly appreciate you as usual. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our glorious and fantastical content. Hang on towards the end of this video because we have some other suggested videos that we know you'll love. Comment, man. Comment. In fact, here's a question you could comment on. You could add whatever you want, but do you think Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker of all time? Why? Why not? It's up to you to decide. But what do you think about who the greatest Laker of all time is? Make sure you comment. I will reply because ball is life. Really appreciate your time. Really appreciative of you. Very thankful. Very humble. Much love.
Tell that somehow you'll never get over leaving me. And when you feel like coming back,